So let us get into overview of the topic from trade to territories, how this company transformed a big organization, trading organization into a political power in India, that is the East India Company. So the chapter deals with how the British East India Company transformed from a trading organization into a political power in India. East India Company comes to India. The East India Company arrived in India in 1600 as a trading company. It got permission from Mughal Emperor Jahangir to trade in India. And their trading items were spices, cotton, silk, and indigo. It initially competed with Portuguese, Dutch, and French traders. After defeating rivals, particularly the French, in the Battle of Vendibes, the British gained supremacy, right? So here a rivalry was going on. The British want to just hold their power in India, and they competed with Portuguese, Dutch, and French, and finally they gained the supremacy among these rival parties, right? The company trade becomes political. However, East India Company came to for the trading purpose, but it just turned into political. British East India Company slowly shifted from trade to controlling territory. It followed a policies of expansion using war, diplomacy, and treaties. So in this way, the company just slowly trying to control the India. Now, while doing these major battles and expansions of British rule, few things are there that is very much important. That is Battle of Plassey. It was fought between Siraj ud Daulah and the British. British won this Battle of Plassey due to the betrayal by Mir Jafar, the Nawab commander, and as a result, the first major victory of the British beginning of political control in Bengal. That's why this Battle of Plassey 1757 is very much important. Next important achievement of the Britishers is the Battle of Boxer. Here Britishers versus a combined force of Mir Qasim, that is the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajudullah, Nawab of Awadh, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. A battle was fought, and again British victory confirmed their dominance. Company got Diwani rights, that is the right to collect revenue for Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. So that is the next important battle that again just show the supremacy of Britishers in India. After that, administrative reforms and control were also there from the British side. That is dual government in Bengal. The company had power, but the Nawab was responsible for administration, right? So all the powers were there in the hand of the company. Eventually, the British removed Nawab and directly ruled the administration. Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of Bengal in the year 1773, and he introduced reform in administration, policies, and justice, right? So in this way, they have just captured the administrative department also in India. Expansion under successive Governor General, how some Governor General from the Britishers, they have just expanded their rule in India. So most common were the war and conquest, and secondly, subsidiary alliance introduced by Lord Wellesley. So according to it, Indian rulers had to disband their armies and accept British troops. Secondly, it had to pay for the British army also, and if they are failure to pay, British will took control that area, and as a result, Awadh was also controlled and this took over by the Britishers. So this was their alliance treaty. Then doctrine of lapse, that is introduced by Lord Dalhousie, is also very much famous, as if a ruler died without a male heir, then his kingdom would be annexed, and it was applied to Jhansi, Satara, and Nagpur, right? Then as this was going on, some resistance and rebellion was also seen from the Indians. Many rulers and people resisted British control, and notable resistance were by the Tipu Sultan, that is Mysore. He fought 4 Anglo-Mysore war, killed in the British of Sering in 1799. After that, Marathas were also there. They fought multiple wars, Anglo-Maratha wars, and defeated by 1818. Then Sanjasi rebellion, tribal revolts, and local uprising were also seen as a resistance and rebellions from the Indians. Now the British became the supreme power. By mid 19th century, the British East India Company had control over most of the India. It changed Indian economy, administration, and society. But their rule also led to rising discontent, paving the way for the revolt of 1857, right? So that was the revolt of 1857, the first war of independence. Finally, the chapter shows that the East India Company evolved from a mere trading company to a powerful political force in India through diplomacy, warfare, and strategic policies. Their expansion led to the decline of Indian kingdoms and laid the foundation of British colonial rule, right? So, this is an overview of the chapter from trade to territory, how the British East India Company come for trade and slowly begin to annex the territory. So, we will do a just detailed explanation of this chapter later on, but for now, this much only.